Oh, he's in this game.
Oh,
that's nice. Yeah.
He's been in 4 cutscenes so far, I think. If you're counting Ground Zeroes along with all this.
He has a fun nickname from my nuke grandpa.
Yeah.
That's something.
The research facility Emmerich was talking about is north of the Soviet base. That's where Skullface is keeping Sahelanthropus before setting it loose in Afghanistan. There's a good chance he's got nukes, too. Boss, we need to figure
Yeah, like he's got a walking robot without putting nukes on it.
What are you doing here?
The ethnic cleansing parasites, Sahelanthropus. Find out what his plans are. Plans are on the verge of fruition. We need to stop him while we still can.
That is a great mission objective, though.
It is. I really enjoy the direction of the instant the music cuts out, that comes in. It's framed really cool. It's great.
Not a lot of guidance on what that means, but, you know, vengeance is in the heart.
Yeah.
Soviet soldiers in that area are all dead. Apparently XOF unleashed the Russian parasite strain. To isolate the facility, they first spread reports of a chemical weapon leak.
Hey, it's a good thing we don't know how to speak Russian anymore.
Yeah.
Because of brain metal.
That's true.
Just exterminate the men who worked with them all this time. Skullface must be making his final play.
Yeah, it's very fortuitous. The big chunk of metal hit the Russian segment of the brain. That's where all the Russian lives. So yeah, this area, if you ever try to go to it whenever you were in Afghanistan before this point, it's entirely blocked off. You cannot go in here.
Eli snuck into the cargo on board the chopper. His idea of an escape attempt? Who can say? We'll think of how to deal with him later. Snake, do you read me? I know more than anyone about OKB Zero and Sahelanthropus. Boss, I've made up my mind. I want to be of use to you. Not him.
That's a weird thing to say after you've been doing missions for us for a long time.
That I've always been your ally.
Somebody check Zeke 2 really close.
Back up here at Mother Base. The chain of command is still in place. If you have orders, give them through Miller as usual. Skullface is in OKB Zero. Start by making contact with him. The facility itself is under the control of XOF, Cypher Strike Force. We have no hard data on their force strength, so your judgment in the field will be key. Boss, we're finally here. Find Skullface, and take everything from him.
You know, if Skullface wanted to control all the world through language and cutting off access to language, he could have just exploded a lot of helicopters. He didn't have to do the whole parasite thing.
Yeah, just shooting down any helicopter you see would have probably worked out a lot easier for him. Sneaking through OKB Zero. I like this level, although once you play it like a second time, there's a lot of ways you can realize, like, oh, you can just kind of run like right down the side or the middle of this level and be completely fine. We won't be doing that because there are some. This level is pretty fun, but
it looks like one of the most vertical and like varied terrain of the Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
Areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of places, a lot of ways you can zigzag and climb through shit that I think is really fun.
Anyway, on to the real shit.
Yeah.
We know what you came to see.
I've upgraded the Phantom cigar enough to smoke more than a day away on a single cigar. We're not going to be doing any sneaking through the sides or any of that shit. We're just going to go right up the middle with a dog.
One dog, one box, no mercy.
XOF has occupied the facility. Skullface must be
There are some
lost.
snipers. If you just hide, even for like a couple seconds though, they immediately stop being suspicious. So, just get them with our Fulton rockets. The Fulton rocket has very shaky aim.
This is Zulu 2. We've got unidentified gunfire.
At that point, can you call it unidentified gunfire? It seems like pretty identifiable gunfire.
Yeah, like, maybe the Russians wouldn't know, but Cypher for sure would know, and XOF for sure at this point would know where Fulton balloons are coming from. Not many people use those.
Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. All fire.
There's also another Easter egg with a cardboard box I've been holding off showing until we got to an area where there was some guards that, like, spoke English, just because it's a little funnier. But if somebody notices you moving in the box from very far away, like on the edge of their vision, they won't go over the box. Instead, they'll radio it in.
CP? A cardboard box just moved by itself. Please advise. This is CP. Knock it off. Out. It's the truth.
Who do you think we are, an idiot? We're waiting for Big Boss.
But if you continue to move the box just at the very edge of his vision, you can just kind of gaslight this soldier.
Stop calling me about people mysteriously disappearing with balloons. I don't see how that's relevant.
CP, the cardboard box moved again. This is CP. Knock it off. Out. I'm serious, sir. I can see feet sticking out from the box. Copy that. Permission granted to fire at the box. Zulu 6 copies.
The good thing is, though, our box is pretty heavily upgraded, so it would take a decent amount of bullets to break it.
CP, this is Zulu 6. Fired at the box. No response. Returning to duty. CP copies. Schedule a site. Out.
Well, aren't you gonna feel foolish once you are either dead or Fultoned? Schedule a psych. Have some faith.
Yeah. There are also actually a couple slightly different takes and line reads of those, too. And it's not just the XOF soldiers. Any soldier in the game, you do that, and they'll have that exchange with CP. But it's Venom Snake. I cut it out because it happens like in between cutscenes, and it just kind of like is awkward where it's put in. But after defeating the skulls, we unlock a new suit to develop. It's the skull suit.
Ooh, I'm sure it looks good in the daytime.
Yeah,
It looks kind of like an armor bikini.
it does.
In this lighting.
Yeah.
Good dog.
The skull suit is kind of a stealth suit, but after that last boss fight, and you unlock this suit, you can go back and if you replay any mission where there are skulls, you now have the ability to Fulton them. And when you Fulton skulls, you extract the parasites out of them. And then the parasites you get from the skulls you can use with this suit for different abilities the skulls had. This one...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have the camouflage parasite, which is just gives you the stealth camo ability.
So you start playing an entirely different game once
Yeah.
you get this.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's... The parasite, like... It's a little hard to use these parasites frequently just because it's like, well, if you want a good amount of consumable parasites to use, you have to Fulton them over and over.
Farm those skull missions.
Yeah, and the parasite you get depends on which skull you fight. Like, the skulls from the very beginning of the game where you're rescuing Miller, And in Mission 6, when you're trying to get the honeybee, they give you the mist parasite. The snipers that we fought earlier give you the camouflage. And then there's also the armor parasites, which we'll use in another video. Yeah, it takes a while to farm though, so I didn't do that. Rather, I installed Cheat Engine and I cheated a bunch of parasites because I don't want to take the time. It's already taking forever to do this LP. I actually used Cheat Engine a lot doing this Let's Play. I don't want to wait for development times and items.
Good work. 2 more gates to go.
Oh goodness, there's so many gates.
Silo. No sign of Skullface or his Goliath. Surely they can't already have... No, never mind.
Is there something you want to share with the class there, Huey?
Huey, out of all of us, you are somehow the most suspicious individual. You can't say something like that and then not, you know, expect to be questioned
I'm on your
a lot.
side, boss. Don't ask me any questions about anything.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're lucky Ocelot isn't in the helicopter you're in. Because he would be torturing you just by... He would just be doing like the Batman thing, just holding him by his ankle out the side of the helicopter.
I'm just waiting for... I'm waiting to hear a huge scream from Huey, and then Miller comes on the radio. He slipped.
Oh, man. It didn't... The placement is a little different this time around, but as Big Boss, because I've been sneaking around like the side areas of so many bases, they had put a bunch of claymores around. Sometimes the area I'm in right now would just be completely covered with mines. They hide them in the grass and stuff too. They can be hard to spot sometimes. Something I haven't done in any mission yet, because it's just kind of finicky to do. But, you know, as Big Boss, there have been a bunch of times I've gotten, like, the mission bonuses for doing perfect stealth, never getting caught. There's actually another, even harder to get stealth bonus that I think is called Ghost? A Ghost bonus? Or something like that. Or, no, it's No Traces. And this is a perfect stealth bonus where you never even catch anyone's attention. That means not even making a sound, like tapping on walls or throwing magazines. You also can't leave any traces of your existence, like bullet cases or empty magazines. So literally all you can do is, like, move, and, like, that's it. You can't CQC anybody, you can't, like, fire your tranq pistol once, no throwing empty magazines. It's really difficult to get, and... there are some missions where it's, like, not even possible to get that bonus just because you are required to do, like, shoot guns and stuff. Yeah, maybe at some point I'll try doing that with Big Boss, but it's just difficult. Especially in this game where, compared to other Metal Gears, the game cares less about you, like, you know, causing suspicion. Especially when it's like, oh, you can do that to divert guys' attention and stuff.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting, though, to see, like, with the line of Metal Gear games that are all about Big Boss, like, the further you get into those games, the less they are about being perfectly sneaky, and the more the games, like, judge you less for just killing the shit out of dudes.
Well, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, off-camera, Vapor Snake got all of the fast travel delivery stickers in both Afghanistan and in the Africa map. So doing that unlocks a special cardboard box that is a smoke box. So if anybody even dares lay a finger on your box, it explodes.
Why isn't it called the hot box? Why? What a missed opportunity.
I agree. Squirt gun.
Tactical takedown. Hell yeah. Fame increased.
It's great that even after you shoot somebody with the squirt gun, you can still hold them up with it.
You know what I heard about the big boss? One time, he was sneaking in a box. Somebody found him. The box exploded in smoke. And then in the blink of an eye, he shot that man with a squirt gun. Dove flat on his belly and punched him in the ankle.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Damn, what a man.
I love how...
+5 heroism.
Yeah, I fucking love how useful the squirt gun is, especially at keeping guys from calling in alerts. Just shoot them in the damn face. They get so distracted by water.
Extract!
Oh, that man's in a weird spot. I don't know if dogs can handle that.
Wait, what's that about smoke? Sorry, I only have fire.
Oh yeah, here's the mist parasite. It's basically the same as if you use weather modification to call in a dust storm, but it's instant. You can do it multiple times. It doesn't cost that like any money to call it in, and also it doesn't like when you do weather modification, it keeps you from getting an S rank on missions, while the mist parasite does not.
Hey, that's nice.
It doesn't reduce visibility as much as the dust storms. I've found out while practicing this mission, actually.
Oh, that was juicy.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Please wear your helmet. I don't want to see the juice.
Don't do it.
And by the way, that shotgun I used was actually a assault rifle with a shotgun strapped onto the bottom of it. Tactical.
I love the searchlight sound when everyone's about to sweep over you.
It's really cool.
It's a good sound.
It's a good sound, and it's very good at, like, letting you know, hey, you might get caught really soon. Thanks, dog.
Hey, dog, take out the robot. Never mind. You're a good dog.
Doing a little victory bark, I guess.
CP, this is Delta 9. We're hearing gunfire. Unknown location. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units, we may have intruders. Out.
When I originally developed the parasite suit, I thought, like, hey, how does that whole mask fit over him when he's got such a giant horn stuck in his forehead? But if we were in better lighting, you can actually see the horn is, like, poking, like, stretching the fabric on the mask.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
That's so good.
Understood. Keep your guard up. Out.
And he does wear the mask in cutscenes, too. If I remember correctly, the mask does move with his mouth movements, like the Octo Camo mask did in MGS4.
Octocamo.
Octocamo, yes.
It's all about maintaining a brand, you know?
Yeah.
It's about...
So yeah, a thing I'm not doing with Vapor Snake, because I've used this trick in the past, but the old throw a smoke grenade in the Jeep trick works extremely well. If you have smoke grenades that have been upgraded a couple times to last longer, you can literally throw it in the Jeep and drive up the middle of this entire map and go right to the end of the mission in, like, less than a minute. It's great. I'm so happy they never fixed that in a patch or something. It's a real shame that they did fix the glitch with customizing guns so you could strap anything onto anything. I have done tons of research into trying to make that work with mods, but it just doesn't. The closest thing causes the game to crash like 95% of the time.
Oh.
But yeah, you used to be able to strap silencers onto grenades, and the grenades wouldn't make noise. You used to strap entire guns as the upper, like, receiver of, like, the front of the gun, so you would have 1.5 guns. You could make a very tall stack of guns on each other. It was incredible.
Second gate. Only one gate left. From here on in, you're in the enemy's headquarters. Something's wrong. But it has to be here.
What, Huey? What is the thing? Use your words.
Huey. It's good that you seem to be a bad dad who doesn't hang out with his son, because you would have made Otacon so much worse. Well...
I'm glad he's being raised by television.
Yeah. A boy raised entirely on Gundam.
Hey, kid, you wanna try some Robotech? Oh, I hear it's actually Macross.
Otacon, are you gonna be the type of guy who the wars are bad and won through many battles, or are you gonna be the type of person who's like, war's bad, but it can be won through song? Which type are you?
I mean, we know that Otacon begins his career squarely in the wow cool robot arm of the craft.
Yeah, that's true. Otacon misses the point. I mean, Gundam also sometimes misses the point depending on which one you're watching, but maybe Otacon started with SD Gundam.
But then why are his robots so large?
Well, I mean, he graduated to normal Gundam afterwards, but he started off with WoW Cool Robot. Yeah, this base has security cameras. It's weird to play a Metal Gear where, like, there are very few areas that can even have security cameras on them. It just feels so much like a staple that it's weird when they're not there that much. Also, when this game first came out, there is a bug with the, like, revenge system where it's like, oh, the game would say that you play the game in a way where they've started deploying security cameras, and soldiers would talk about it, but the cameras just would not spawn in bases. I mean, it works now, but I'm trying to think if there are any other really, like, weird bugs. This game was pretty bug-free.
There's the throat parasites.
Yeah,
those are pretty weird bugs.
There are the throat parasites.
Yeah.
But by the way, archaea used to be classified as bacteria. I looked up, like, what exactly archaea are. They used to be classified as bacteria, but they aren't anymore because they are too structurally different. And also, there's basically, like, no real-life examples of archaea being parasitic.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Are there any examples of archaea being metallic?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, a guy is suspicious of me, so I hid in the toilet.
I don't like the label recorded in the toilet because it raises the question, recorded by whom and when and with what amount of permission?
Yeah, if you play the tape of the guy having bad shits while you're hiding in a toilet while somebody's suspicious of you, they think you're just a dude with bad shits and they leave.
Big boss, you nasty.
Yeah. This is
Who is so suspicious they're gonna check you out in the middle of a dust storm anyway?
That cassette tape is the closest thing you get to an appearance of Johnny in The Phantom Pain. There is no actual Johnny appearance. He only appears in the secret mission in Ground Zeroes.
So, okay, so he is in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in, like, a Easter egg style mission, nowhere canonical, like with most other Johnny appearances.
Nasty, nasty boy.
Vapor Snake will do anything to get the job done.
Some things should be beyond even the boss. Even Mr. Child Soldier, rogue nuclear state.
Yeah. Dropping a box to that man's head. He's in my way. Don't ask how he got back in the cardboard box. Yeah, the rocket arm takes a while before you're able to upgrade again, but even the default one has enough fuel for you to take out like 5 dudes, as long as they're fairly close.
Ooh, good one.
I also love that, like, they react to the rocket arm by just being shocked, but they never call in alerts or anything. It's like it's just a weird animal they're seeing or something.
What is this bird? Where are its wings?
Maybe they just can't believe their eyes so much that they just...
This bird has no wings, but it does have a thumb.
Yeah, like the cardboard box is a credible threat at this point. And, like, even still, like, the command post just says, like, you're making up shit, so they just don't even call in the flying robot hand. Balloons, though, they've realized that's a real threat.
Alright, our target is a leopard in the shape of a man. We got eyes on him. It's definitely a leopard.
Try to catch him off guard when he spends at least 24 hours smoking non-stop. That's his weakness.
He will try to give you Doritos. Do not accept these gifts. How does it come back so instantly?
I don't know.
It would make sense if it were wire guided and there were a small winch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
But you never see the wire.
Oh, if he had a wire attached to that, though, he could be able to have, like, a grappling hook arm.
Yes!
That would have been so
yes,
cool. It would be like the arm in Sekiro. Man, that's a missed opportunity. That could have been so cool.
Oh, and you could use it to make tripwires?
Oh, shit.
Or like, snow speeder the legs of the D-walkers?
Yeah, and you could also use it to CQC grab guys from long range.
Must be close.
Basically, we need a whole other act of the game. An expansion pack that's all based around the wire guiding wire.
Yeah.
And the skull suit upgrades.
Yeah.
It's now all about stealing your enemy's super powered bugs and wire tricks.
Yeah. Also, I think it's just really funny to see this, like they didn't have nanomachines yet in this at this point in Metal Gear, so like the equivalent is just weird bugs. Just the biological nanomachines.
Nature's first nanomachine was the bacterium.
Yeah.
That is a line that belongs in Metal Gear.
God, yeah, it does. Don't shoot my dog! What the fuck? Good thing I have the strongest dog in the world who can get blasted with a shotgun and be fine.
Now, does D-Dog have their Bordetella vaccine? That's what I want to know.
One of our guys fell asleep. Hey.
Huh? Asleep? I want to take my revenge on Skullface already.
Come on. We're
This
so
base
close.
is huge.
It's a very big base.
We have a situation. All units on alert.
But yeah, I didn't bring it with me, but the gigantic sniper rifle I used to fight the skulls last mission. That thing, its piercing stat is so high. If you shoot the canopy of helicopters, you can kill the pilot.
Nice.
It's like one of 2 guns that is even capable of doing that in the game, I think.
I also love the lens flare on the searchlights. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a really cool. It's like one of the standout things in this game's art direction for me. It's like the most memorable thing.
These are the 3 foundations of the next Act DLC. It's the skull suit, the rocket piece wire, and searchlights.
Yeah.
That's all the game is.
You know, just a random thought all of a sudden. I'm honestly surprised, Konami went in and made one more Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Survive, on a much lower budget, using the assets that was already made for this game. I'm surprised, you know, while we're recording this, E3's barely a week away, so maybe it'll happen. But I'm honestly surprised that they didn't try to use the multiplayer assets for a Battle Royale game.
A Sneakum Royale.
Yeah. Out of all the games, narratively, Battle Royale would probably fit in pretty well with Metal Gear.
Rather than, say, Castlevania.
Yeah, or Silent Hill.
Oh my god, but a Castlevania Battle Royale would be great, because the winner gets to fight Dracula.
Yeah, there's an extra boss
Everyone
fight
is
at the end.
competing to be the one who kills Dracula.
Oh man, it's just 100 Belmonts fighting for glory.
It's a family reunion every map. Oh, anyway, there's a psychic child.
Yeah.
Never mind. Miller said something, I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, he was just saying, oh, there's Skullface, go get him.
Okay.
Get him before they can do anything bad.
Sahelanthropus is somewhere inside there. First of all, make contact with Skullface. Don't kill him yet. We need him to talk first.
About what? You aren't the cops. There's not a warrant. Just fucking kill him.
You see the heliport?
By the way, if you try to shoot the helicopter, you can't because the psychic child has a force field around everything.
Oh.
Inside there.
Even if you try to throw a decoy.
Skullface.
No, denied.
We need him to talk first.
Yeah, the big sniper rifle's piercing stat doesn't have anything to do with psychic bubbles, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Should have been the other run, just so we could see that mask.
You too have known loss, and that loss torments you still.
This is my boy band.
You hope hatred might someday replace the pain, but it never goes away. It makes a man hideous, inside and out.
It gives a man reverb.
Wouldn't you agree? We both are demons. Our humanity won't return. You, me, we've no place to run, nowhere to hide.
Have you tried, though?
And that is why I'll show you my demon.
Have you tried not being in the war profiteer business?
Follow me, big boss.
I can't wait to see his demon.
Just go along with him for now. Ready to fight if it comes to that.
Just let him monologue,
That's
see
our
what
leverage against
happens.
him, our deterrent. He doesn't want a war on his hands.
He fucking loves to talk. Let him go.
Get ready for some shit.
Whatever the Navajo told you, it's just one possible solution derived by Cypher. My will is different.
So we found out his plan, but it turns out it's not necessarily his plan. That was 1 mission ago, you fuck.
I've known you since your time at Langley. I've long been the other side of your coin. 1964, Soviet territory. Fox's first mission. Any mess you made, I was there to clean up. You completed your task, and admirably. The information you returned was far more than enough to fill our pockets. With it, our futures became, more or less, set in stone.
Yeah, I just love him going like, by the way, I was in Snake Eater the whole time. I was always 1 map behind you.
He gave us back Mission J Frog.
Ooh.
And then the Major came to me with an idea. Washington doesn't know how to spend money, he said. I'd like to redirect it.
That's the problem. That's from the US government doesn't put enough money into the military. Figured it out.
Cypher. You know the rest. To him, it was mourning the loss of his friend. Or rather, an act of revenge on the world. But America, most of all.
Oh good, you're gonna look at me when you talk to me for once? That's cool.
Do all of you have to make eye contact with me, though? I'm feeling a little uncomfortable now.
Oh, it's the way the elevator works.
Oh, man.
America is a country of liberty. A meeting of immigrants. Instead of simply assimilating, its citizens live alongside others. Their roots are very diverse. America's never been made up of just one people. But he tried to forge a single consciousness for it and from it. The idea that every citizen would use free will to unite behind their country. Unilateralism like that can't be entrusted to any one individual. So the Major sought a system that used information, words, to control the subconscious.
He was brainstorming ideas like La Li Lule Lo, but I thought they sounded pretty dumb, honestly.
Alright, what if there's something called the internet, and then we take over the internet? Also, what is the internet? It is 1978.
Time for a fun car ride with our best friend.
Better be Chuck E. Cheese at the end of this.
Big Boss ain't listening to this monologue for nothing. He expects something at the end. And at the end, he wants cheap pizza and skee ball.
Hell yeah.
To unite America and the entire world. The Major thought this was his friend's word. But I think he never understood what she wanted.
Oh, great, it's another one of you people.
Even before he was born, his mother tongue was English. He doesn't know the pain of losing his own language. Not yet. He cannot understand her will. I do. I was born in a small village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers.
Could you keep your gestures out of my personal bubble, please?
Torn from my elders, I was made to speak their language. With each new post, my masters changed, along with the words they made me speak. Words are peculiar. With each change, I changed too. My thoughts, personality, how I saw right and wrong.
So what I'm getting from this is he eventually learned English from John Lovitz?
Words can't kill. I was invaded by words, burrowing and breeding inside me.
Don't you hate it when you're invaded by
A
words?
philosopher once said, "It is no nation we inhabit, but a language." Make no mistake, our native tongue is our true fatherland. My fatherland. My truth was stolen from me. And so was my past. All that's left is the future. And mine is revenge. On those who leech off the words of their fellow man. This is what I learned from the Major. And then it hit me. It was he who should feel my wrath.
Yeah, about that. What happened in between the last 9 years between you two?
Language codes, information codes.
Because you seem to be kind of in charge now.
Yeah.
Genetic codes spanning history. By controlling the codes, Cypher Zero intends to unify. Codes implanted into our heads, sucking our minds dry as it spreads from one host to the next. A parasite upon this earth, that is what Zero is.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that in front of my son.
He's afflicted. I hold him responsible for killing my freedom. Killing all traces.
At least his
of my
soul wasn't
past.
killed.
Killing any promise of a future. It
By
was
the way,
he
it's Vapor
who
Snake.
should feel my wrath.
Rewinding his monologue a
He and
little
the
bit.
code he chose
This is
as
too many
basis
words for Vapor Snake. It's pretty boring. I don't understand half the shit he's saying. Is there something else I can do?
all around us.
I can play
Genetic
cassette tapes.
codes spanning history.
Well, here, let's
By
talk about something I
controlling
like.
the codes, Cypher
There's this anime with a dog,
Zero.
and he fights a bear. Here, listen to the theme song. It's fucking
Codes
dope.
implanted into our heads, sucking our minds
Hell yeah.
dry as it spreads from one host to the next. A parasite upon this earth. That is what
Why do they let you do this here? It's great.
as one born into this world. I hold
I'm sorry,
him
are there
responsible
flies
for
around your
killing
face? I love the idea that he's live translating the lyrics.
Yeah.
any promise of a future. We are all but dead men forced to walk upon this earth. A world reduced to zero. Cypher plans to use its codes to control the world. They think they can. And the mother tongue of all those codes is English. The word became
Yes,
flesh.
we all know the Bible. Come on.
The final parasite. It knows English. An English strain of the vocal parasite. I will exterminate the English language. With this, I'll rid the world of infestation. All men will breathe free again. Reclaim their past, present, and future. This is no ethnic cleanser. It is a liberator. To free the world from Zero. Let the world
Really? Because it sounds like an ethnic cleanser.
be. Sons leave
Ethnicity and language are deeply
world.
tied together.
Yeah.
Which I think you know as the Mr. Language Man.
free. People will suffer, of course. A phantom pain. The world will need a new common tongue. A language of nukes. My metal.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's a lot of poetry in nukes.
Inequality.
Sure there is. You just write it in craters.
No words will be needed, only screaming.
Recognize his neighbor. People will swallow their pain. They will link lost hands. The world will become one. This war is peace.
So this song is the main theme, Metal Gear Solid 5, Sins of the Father. This is this game's Snake Eater song. It's a rad song. I question its use when this feels like it's almost meant to be like the ladder moment. It's just a car ride with these two
It's
dudes.
the carpool moment.
But it's my issue is Big Boss just kind of has these idle animations where he just looks around. If this were like a really tense stare down, between these two dudes where they're like both ready to pull a gun on each other or something.
But no, he just looks kind of impatient the whole time.
And like, I'm trying to make this slightly more dramatic by doing this camera pan. This is me doing this. The game doesn't do this. So if like, normally it's just, you're just watching these two dudes silently look at each other in a car ride. And it doesn't quite work for me.
I would have them both take off their masks.
Ah.
I like the idea of Skullface doing a staring contest with the vacant socket.
Yeah. Like, there's just like one extra element I feel this part needs to make it really work and be cool.
Cause like, if they both take them off, then like they're really looking at each other, but
Whoa.
also from Skullface's side, there's that extra like staring into the void, you know, the abyss.
And that feels like a
of
very
it.
Kojima style direction thing
Right,
too.
right. Kojima, let me give you some notes.
Yeah.
Like there would definitely be a tweet saying exactly that.
Yes.
Like, so how about that Death Stranding trailer?
Death Stranding,
Talk about some tweets.
I think it looks fucking pretty cool so far.
When the world witnesses
Oh, okay, the song's over. He was listening to
the
it
hands
too.
of the doomsday clock will roll on, regardless of Zero. Sahelanthropus will take the first giant step into a brave. It is the bell with which a world trodden upon by words declares its independence.
Vocal parasites can't kill you if you use ASL.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
Wait for the wrist parasites, I guess, but
We are here.
yeah, I blew it up once. Fuck you.
Remember the Alamo.
The car rental? Huh. Where did I park that?
This is Queequeg on station to provide cover. Get us a line of fire. Roger that.
We're not the only demons in this world.
There are 72 in the Ars
Vengeance is
Goetia.
all he has. It's man's thirst for revenge that drives the times. Just as you live because of me, he lives because of you. Show him!
This dude does look so cool, though. I love his leg.
He's very cool looking. I love this part because they're generally going for the one take shot. So when they do, this part is just shot reverse shot, but it's just like this guy in the middle of them just constantly swinging the camera back and forth, and it's really goofy to me.
I want to see the making of documentary that turns the cameraman into a character.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be so good. So what were you thinking? You know, they just had such intense energy between them. I had to pick my moments to swap from shot to shot. How hard is it to get him to go from Africa to Afghanistan?
Oh man, I don't know.
You gotta get asbestos-lined seats.
Yeah.
Wait!
Whoa.
Who is doing this? Such a lust for revenge? Who?
Fucking line read.
Don't shoot the armor plating, shoot the fuel tanks.
Yeah. They're a different color and everything. You guys never played a fucking video game.
And now they never will.
Like, look, okay, Otacon deliberately designed weak points in Metal Gear Rex because...
For the personality.
Yeah. Now, his dad also built weak points. I don't know if he did that on purpose, though.